Welcome back to the Forgotten Angler channel, everybody. I am Larry G, and I am out here at Camp Far Away right now on a very, very rainy Sunday, as you can see. Unfortunate, because I wanted to get out and fish today because I like to take advantage of every single day that I got the opportunity to get out there on the water and relax and do some fishing. But today I want to talk to you about something that's a little more serious. I'm guessing 99% of you do not know this, but when you see a lot of my video thumbnails, you will notice the powder blue ribbon that signifies prostate cancer awareness. And this past April marked 4 years of me being clear of prostate cancer. And I want to walk you through the process, and hopefully it will help somebody out there, even if it's just one person, beat prostate cancer, or any kind of cancer for that matter. That's the goal of this video. I'm just going to talk to you about my journey. I'm not going to make it too long-winded, but I want to walk you through the process of prostate cancer, how it affected me, how I found out about it, and how I got it taken care of. So let's go back to the very beginning. I am now 60, I'm going to be 68 years old in September. Let's go back probably almost 17, 18 years ago when I was living in Colorado. Good friend of mine was my physician, Dr. Ed Dent, who I used to ski with quite occasionally and ride bikes with occasionally when I lived in Eagle, Colorado. And during my annual exams, everything had been perfect. Super healthy guy. I was racing bikes, so I was super fit, and everything was pretty good. And then just on routine blood work, I'm going to say probably when I was about my early 50s, routine blood work came back and showed slightly elevated, but not anything to worry about, PSA levels in my blood. Everything else was normal. I was still within the normal range of PSA numbers, which is prostate-specific antigen that is found in your blood, and it's something that everybody should be tested for. I would say probably from the time you're in your 40s on, just part of your routine blood work, get that checked. It's very important. And nothing to be concerned about, but Dr. Ed told me to just keep an eye on it, pay attention to it, don't blow it off, which I did over the course of the next few years. And a few years went by, everything kind of stayed the same. And I'm going to say maybe around 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere in that area, everything else was good, and my PSA numbers were, again, a little elevated. And now bordering on being outside the normal spectrum for that test in your blood. So again, nothing to worry about. Dr. Ed said, is this something that's going to kill you in 15, 20 years? Probably not, but continue to monitor. Again, a couple more years go by. PSA levels slowly climb. And now they get up to, just to give you a spectrum on the understanding of numbers. Numbers got up in the high single digits, like 7.5, 8, which is elevated. So it was recommended I get a biopsy done on my prostate, which is not a lot of fun, but if you want to live a long, healthy life, these are the things you have to start getting done as you get older. Man, it's really raining. Glad I'm here to experience it. So I went and had a prostate biopsy done, which involves going in through your butt and pulling cores out of your prostate. They pulled a dozen cores out and then test that tissue for cancer. And what they found on the first biopsies were less than 5% of one of those cores, which is basically nothing, had some cancer, but it was non-aggressive, but it was something I needed to monitor and pay attention to again. But still, when you've been healthy your whole life, the fact that you even have cancer in your body, it's alarming. It's a wake-up call. And to be smart, you have to pay attention to it. So again, a couple years go by and do PSA level tests in my blood work, which I was doing once a year. And those blood levels, the PSA number stayed about the same. Matter of fact, I think it even went down a little bit one year. And then maybe 4 years later, another biopsy was done. 3 years maybe. I'm going to say maybe 2 or 3 years after. I had another biopsy done. And this time they didn't find cancer, but I knew it was there from the first test. And it was recommended that I get checked again every year, and maybe another biopsy in the future, which I wasn't super excited about, but you have to do it. Okay, so a couple years went by, and then I'm going to say this is late 2000 teens. I had moved down to the Front Range of Colorado, and I'd kind of lost track of my prostate issues, and I hadn't had the blood work done for a couple of years. I found a new urologist down in the Front Range of Colorado, and it was time to get some blood work done. Got the blood work done, and my numbers were not skyrocketing, but they were more elevated, which prompted concern from my new doctor, who said we need to do a third biopsy, which we did. And the results came back showing that I had more cancer and I had more aggressive cancer. He kind of ran through the options and said, look, you can do nothing and be fine in 10 to 15 years. Now, keeping in mind, this is when I was, I'm going to say, like early 60s. Or you can remove your prostate, and it's got a 99.9% cure rate if you do that, which was the option that I chose. So, again, this is late teens, 2000 teens. So, we went ahead and, I came up with the decision that I wanted to have my prostate removed and eliminate the cancer. There was more cancer. 20% of my prostate was showing cancer. We did a prostate cancer specific MRI, which was a new procedure they could do, a new test they could do, and it was showing more cancer on more of my prostate, which made the decision pretty easy for me. So, we made a decision to have my prostate removed. To me, it wasn't a big deal. Just get it done and move on, and hopefully be cured. Now, keep in mind that this is during the beginning of COVID, when people were deemed at a very high risk if they had cancer or if they had other issues such as respiratory issues like I have. I have COPD. It's kind of minor that I control with meds as needed. So a super stressful time because now COVID's here. Like getting anything done in a hospital was virtually impossible. And I schedule my surgery to have my prostate removed. And the day of surgery comes. This is in April of 2021. And St. Anthony's Hospital down in the Front Range of Colorado. And the day of surgery was a big snowstorm and blizzard. The physician's assistant got caught up in a car accident. And anyway, it was a big deal. I ended up waiting around for like 8 hours to get my surgery done. But finally, we get the surgery done. And no major complications. Apparently, I have a narrow pelvis. And my prostate was really big. So it took them a little while longer to get it out of there. Just to, to explain the procedure to you, it's all done robotically. So they go in, they put probes in through your belly, which I still have the scars, and then they go in through your butt to remove it, and then they make a small incision below your belly button, and that's where they remove the prostate. And we got that done. Everything went well. I'm not going to say that the first 10 days were a lot of fun. You had a catheter, which is a total pain in the ass. I think I had it for about 10 days. But the day I got that catheter out was one of the best days of my life. And then you begin your recovery process. Kind of normal procedure, you know, pretty uncomfortable for, I'm going to say, a couple of weeks of being very uncomfortable. Sore, of course, in your nether region. Sore where your wounds are from surgery. But with that said, maybe, I'm going to say about a month after my surgery, I actually went skiing one day. If you don't know my background, I was a massive skier. Skied all the years, all 39 years I was in Colorado. I skied a lot. And I got to a point where I was like, I'm going to go ski. And I went super easy. I skied super mellow runs. I think I took only 3 or 4 runs. I drove up to A Basin, skied just a bunch of groomer green runs. And I think I did 4 runs, and then I went home. But I was super psyched because I could get out on the skis and do something. And then that was the last day I skied that year. It was already spring. And then from there, it was just a lot of rest and recovering. Couldn't sit on it. I was riding a lot of bikes back then. I couldn't really sit on a bike seat. I think the first time I tried to get on a bike seat was 6 or 7 weeks after surgery, and it was super sensitive still. So I waited like another 3 weeks or so, I think, before I got on a bike again. But eventually got back to normal, and everything functioned as normal after 6 months or so. Still not fully recovered after 6 months. But after a year, it was almost like I had never had the surgery. And now I'm 4 years out, and I'm still cancer. Every 6 months, I was getting my PSA numbers checked just to make sure the cancer hadn't spread anywhere else. And every blood test was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And now I just get my blood tested again once every year. I could probably push it out now if I wanted to, but my PSA numbers are still 0. And I am cured of prostate cancer. The reason I want to make this video is because for all of you guys out there who think you're tough and you avoid the yearly exams and the blood tests, if you are 40 or over, I would recommend, especially 50 or over, start getting that PSA number, because that PSA test can save your life, as it did mine. And listen to your doctor. And Dr. Ed, thank you. You saved my life because I was able to stay on top of things and pay attention to everything. And now I am cancer-free, and I am living a very amazing life. I don't miss many meals, putting on a couple extra pounds. Don't exercise much anymore, but I'm out there fishing every day, and I'm grateful. And I guess you could say, at this point, I don't really care about what other people say about me or think about me. I never have, but especially after going through a cancer episode and getting that cancer scare and dealing with cancer, it's semi-terrifying. But if you get through it, as I did, I take advantage of every day I can. I'm close with my good friends, and I don't worry about what anybody else thinks. So appreciate you for checking in. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully this helps one of you. I know a couple of my friends that I've been close with for many years heeded this warning and had things taken care of and are now living very healthy lives. 1 out of 3 adult men is going to have prostate cancer. So, very important. Get it checked, take care of it, move on with life. I am Larry G, the Forgotten Angler. This is a public service announcement from my channel. Stay on top of all that stuff. It's really important, especially if you want to live a good life later. Thanks for checking in, everybody. I hope this helps one of you, if not more. I'm Larry G, the Forgotten Angler. I'm out. We'll catch you on in the next video. Bang! Tight lights to all of you.